It was earlier tonight. I don't know the exact time, but I left. I was probably gone an hour and a half from my mom's, and I saw them about 45 minutes before that.
Okay.
I rode around with Paul for 2 hours this afternoon in the pickup truck.
That's your son, Paul? Okay.
Somebody going to check them?
Yes, sir. They've already checked them.
They did check them?
Yes, sir.
It's official that they're dead?
Yes, sir. That's what it looks like.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
The sound of gunfire shattered the quiet of rural South Carolina. 2 people were dead. Maggie and Paul Murdaugh, wife and son of prominent attorney Alex Murdaugh, lay near the dog kennels of their 1,700-acre estate, known as Moselle. At 10:07 p.m., Alex Murdaugh dialed 911. His voice was panicked. "It's bad," he said. "My wife and son have been shot badly." Immediately, deputies raced to the scene, finding shell casings scattered in the grass. The family's dogs barking and Alex pacing near his car. To most, it looked like a tragedy, but investigators quickly realized this scene was only the surface of something far deeper. Because the name Murdaugh wasn't just any name in South Carolina, it was power itself. For nearly a century, members of this family served as top prosecutors in the state's Lowcountry region. They built influence through the courts, through money, and through connections that could make problems disappear. That night, things took a brutal turn for them. For over 85 years, 3 generations of Murdaugh men served as solicitors, essentially district attorneys, over a 5-county area. Locals often said that if the Murdaughs wanted something done, it got done. They were respected, feared, and untouchable. Alex Murdaugh inherited not just the family name, but also its expectations. He worked at the law firm Peters, Murdaugh, Parker, Eltsroth, and Dietrich, PMPED, a powerhouse in personal injury law. The firm generated millions, and Alex lived the life of old Southern wealth, hunting land, boats, and a stream of political friends. But behind the image, cracks were forming. Financial pressures, addiction, and reckless behavior were beginning to eat away at the foundation. On February 24, 2019, Alex's youngest son, Paul, took friends out on the family's boat for a late-night ride. Witnesses later testified Paul had been drinking heavily and became belligerent. Around 2:20 a.m., the boat slammed into a bridge piling on Archers Creek near Beaufort. 19-year-old Mallory Beach was thrown overboard. Her friends searched frantically, but she was gone. Her body was found a week later. Investigators believe Paul was driving drunk, yet early reports hinted that law enforcement hesitated to press him too hard. Locals whispered that the Murdaugh name was already working behind the scenes, but that boat crash changed everything. Because lawsuits followed, media attention grew, and for the first time, the Murdaughs were on defense. However, before the boat crash, another tragedy had already occurred. In February 2018, Gloria Satterfield, the family's longtime housekeeper, fell on the front steps of the Murdaugh home. She later died from her injuries.
The housekeeper death, it is just another bizarre element to all of this. So many people here said it didn't make sense that she just randomly died falling down the stairs at the Murdaugh property. But it's what Alec Murdaugh did after the death that began to expose his money-making schemes.
Later on, prosecutors discovered he secretly arranged for more than $4 million in settlement funds to be deposited into an account he controlled, never giving the family a dime. It was the first clear sign of a financial scheme that would grow far beyond anyone's imagination. On June 7, 2021, Alex claimed he left Moselle around 9 p.m. to visit his mother, who was ill. He said that when he returned about an hour later, he found Maggie and Paul shot to death near the kennels. Police noted Alex's distressed demeanor, but something felt off. Gunshot residue tests, phone records in his timeline didn't align perfectly. Then came the key evidence, a cell phone video recorded by Paul just minutes before the murders. It captured voices in the background, and one of them, unmistakably, was Alex's.
It's okay. Come here. Come here. Shit. Come here. Post it. Get it.
Hey, he's got a bird in his mouth.
Hey, Bubba.
That's a guinea.
There's a chick there.
Come here, Bubba.
Come here, Cash.
Come here, Bubba.
Cash. Quick.
The camera begins at 8:44:49 p.m.
And ends when?
At 8:45:47.
Despite his repeated claims that he hadn't been near the kennels, the recording placed him there moments before his family was killed.
When I came back here, I mean, I pulled up and I could see him, and, you know, I knew something was bad. I ran out. I knew it was really bad. My boy over there, I could see it was...
As investigators continued, Alex's world began to unravel. His own law firm discovered that millions of dollars were missing from client settlements, and he was forced to resign. Court filings later showed that Alex had been embezzling for years, using fake bank accounts, forged checks, and false documentation. The total losses eventually exceeded $8 million. On top of that, Alex struggled with an opioid addiction. He admitted to spending thousands of dollars a week on pills. The image of a successful Southern lawyer was gone.
Just a couple weeks ago for income tax evasion. Alex made a lot of money from 2010 to 2019. Some years, $2.5 million.
Hey, we're a small channel trying to reach our first 1,000 subscribers. You'd really help us out by hitting that subscribe button. It only takes a second, and it means the world to us. Thanks. Prosecutors believe that on the night of June 7th, 2021, Alex's financial empire was collapsing. Lawsuits were closing in, and exposure was inevitable. They argued that he killed his wife and son to create sympathy and to delay the investigation into his finances.
You don't steal that kind of money for that long without being good.
But just when the story couldn't get stranger, another headline hit. On September 4th, 2021, Alex Murdaugh called 911 again, this time claiming he'd been shot in the head on a rural highway while changing a tire. The truth unraveled within days, and Alex admitted that he had hired a distant cousin, Curtis Eddie Smith, to shoot him in an assisted suicide scheme.
If I hadn't took the gun, I don't know what he would have done. That simple.
After feeling as this was happening as you're driving away?
Mad, scared, all at one time.
No crime was committed.
The plan was for Alex's surviving son, Buster, to collect a $10 million life insurance payout. But unfortunately, the bullet only grazed his head. He survived, was arrested, and soon faced new charges: insurance fraud, conspiracy, and filing a false police report. The man who once represented justice in his county was now a defendant in his own courtroom. By late 2021, state investigators reopened 2 additional deaths possibly linked to the Murdaugh family. One was the 2015 death of Stephen Smith, a 19-year-old found on a rural road not far from the Murdaugh property. His death had initially been ruled a hit and run, but rumors connected the case to members of the Murdaugh circle. The second was the 2018 death of Gloria Satterfield, now re-examined after evidence of insurance fraud surfaced. What started as a double homicide had expanded into a full-scale investigation into corruption, theft, and cover-ups spanning years. In January 2023, Alex Murdaugh went on trial for the murders of Maggie and Paul. The prosecution's case was built on motive, opportunity, and deception.
Mr. Murdaugh, on June 7th, 2021, did you take this gun or any gun like it and shoot your son Paul in the chest in the feed room at your property off Moselle Road?
No, I did not.
They argued Alex was a man cornered, his finances exposed, his reputation destroyed, and he chose violence to regain control.
Mr. Murdaugh, if you take a 300 blackout, such as this, and fire it into your wife Maggie's leg, torso, or any part of her body?
No, I did not.
Did you shoot a 300 blackout into her head, causing her death?
Mr. Griffin, I didn't shoot my wife or my son anytime. Ever.
They presented evidence of the cell phone video, GPS data, gunshot residue, and inconsistencies in Alex's statements. The defense claimed he loved his family and was being framed. They said the state had no murder weapon, no eyewitnesses, and no direct forensic link tying him to the killings. For 6 weeks, the nation watched every minute. Testimony ranged from emotional to bizarre. Bank employees, family friends, digital forensics experts, even Alex himself took the stand. When prosecutors asked him directly, "Did you kill your wife and son?" he said, "I did not." But his earlier lies about his location, his finances, and his schemes destroyed his credibility. On March 2nd, 2023, after less than 3 hours of deliberation, the jury returned its verdict: guilty on both counts of murder. The following day, Judge Clifton Newman sentenced Alex Murdaugh to 2 consecutive life terms without parole.
Verdict guilty. Signed by the foreperson of the jury, 3/2/23.
The courtroom was silent as the once powerful attorney was led away in handcuffs. Even after the murder conviction, the legal fallout continued. Alex faced over 100 additional charges related to financial crimes, fraud, money laundering, breach of trust, and computer crimes. In September 2023, he pleaded guilty in federal court to 22 counts of financial fraud, admitting to stealing millions from clients, the Satterfield estate, and his own law firm. In early 2024, he received a 27-year sentence for those crimes, ensuring he will spend the rest of his life in prison. Meanwhile, the investigations into Stephen Smith's death and Gloria Satterfield's case remain active, with new evidence being reviewed. The Murdaugh family's law firm rebranded itself, dropping the name that once symbolized dominance across the Lowcountry. What began as a tragic family murder revealed a decades-long web of privilege and corruption. The Murdaughs once represented the backbone of justice in their community. Now they symbolize the danger of unchecked power. Neighbors who once spoke their name with respect now use it as a warning. The family's property at Moselle was sold to pay legal settlements. The red brick courthouse where Alex's ancestors prosecuted others is now the place his crimes are remembered. For the first time in a century, the Murdaugh dynasty is gone. The story of Alex Murdaugh is not just about murder, it's about how influence can rot from the inside out. He built his life on reputation, money, and control. But when those walls began to crumble, desperation took over. Every lie, every scheme, every stolen dollar led to that night at the kennels. And when the truth surfaced, it didn't just expose one man, it exposed an entire system that let him thrive for so long. Today, Alex Murdaugh sits in a South Carolina prison, stripped of everything his name once guaranteed. And as the sun sets over Hampton County, one question remains, one that even the verdict can't silence. Was this justice served, or just another chapter in the long, cursed history of the Murdaugh name? You've come this far into the story, so don't scroll away now. Hit that subscribe button before you even think twice. Because the next story we drop might just make you question everything you thought you knew about power, privilege, and justice. Go ahead, subscribe, join the conversation, and drop your thoughts below. And if you still don't want to subscribe, go ahead and tell us why in the comments. Let's see who can resist hitting that button after a story like this. Thank you for watching.